Down
Save
to
some of
the
her blood. I want to
down,
drink.
Holiness and power emanating from her.
down to the lower sections of the cathedral, the large grand chamber constructed, the entire room warded with magical energies of hell. Inside a great black pillar stands. Prayers are spoken as, well, Marcus carries the body up to it.
Yeah.
The songs to hell have already been played. It simply requires a drink to finish it all, a toast of her blood. And I'm sure Marcus is willing to oblige.
Yeah, sure.
I want some blood too.
Sure.
Thanks.
Oh, hello there.
We're just gonna.
Queen Belinda. That's a little bit
Sumptuous, isn't it?
Let's just fucking eat her now that we're here. Put it on a steak somewhere. Get Bollard to cook her.
Continue.
to the black pillar we go. Her blood must be spilt all over it. In a storm of blood. It's only fitting that Hellbrand would be the one to finish the signing of this contract between Hell and this island. Don't you think?
Marcus nods, silent.
What's one with Jabberwocky? That's my dagger.
Will Marcus slit her throat and let her blood flow into the pillar?
Yeah, like very like smooth and slick, like there's no fuck ups here.
Hellbrand, now almost like an extension of Marcus himself, does as command, and the blood of this almost silvery queen runs out over the rock as it begins to sort of almost pulse and shake. For a little while, it's quiet. But then you begin to feel the earth shake, convulsing, erupting. You can hear crack as stone shakes and begins to break a little bit here and there. The cathedral holds, it seems, but you can also hear what seems to be screams of agony and cries from outside, as what sounds like the boiling of the ocean reaches your ears. What you hear is more and more mayhem and chaos. And then he appears, as he does, in a writhe of enormous flame, a broad grin on his face that you have never seen before. Nabarus, standing in front of you, coming to you for once. He looks upon you, and well, great and powerful as he is, he begins to speak. As he speaks, he gives you an ever so slight bow of respect. This war is over. Talingarde is claimed, and I have sensed, Ellingson says, that the pillars have all been completed. You've won a great victory here for our master. Your work is completed upon this plane, and there's but one final step, one final thing to strive for here. Next to serious Marcus, especially, it's time for you to come home. Feel your power. Feel it flow through you. You're no longer entirely mortal. You've become something greater through this deed. You're no longer of this world. You've forsaken it, and rightly so. What did these mortal worms ever do but reject you? Next to all of you, especially Telemundus, despise you and cast you out. They called you forsaken and branded you for the very deed that should have earned you respect and praise. You're ready now, brothers, sister. You're ready to cast off these mortal coils and become true servants of Asmodeus. You will be immortal. You will be lords. Most who earn a place in the hierarchy of hell must begin as lowly lemures, barely sentient blobs of damned flesh. They are as much food as devil kind. Most will never claw themselves out of that prison of flesh. But this is not for the likes of you. You are Asmodeus chosen. You have done this great work and written your name across the pages of history in blood and stone. Yeah, take something up, which is almost incredible you had not noticed it before. A long, thin, serrated dagger of what seems to be the blackest of obsidian, almost draining light. Infernal runes glowing all over it. It seems to pulsate with fire, unholy life. This is the blade made from the heart of Avernus, an artifact sacred to the pit. With it, you can end your mortal lives and follow me to your new home. By this sacrifice, the ritual will be complete. By this sacrifice, your labors will be ended. By this sacrifice, you will escape this prison of mortal flesh and become what you've always been destined to become. This cut, I cannot make. This cut must be voluntary, and you must do it, or the ritual will remain incomplete. The pain of the deed will pass. The exaltation of immortal, infernal existence, that is forever. He reaches out the blade towards Asurius.
Azurius will take the blade from Naris's hand, staring at it intently for a moment. For Azurius, his goal is complete. He tore down all traces of what was left of the nobility that hated him when he was younger. And Asmodeus is his only master, and there is no rest for the wicked. He would do the deed of the dagger.
He will thrust it into his own heart and spill his blood upon the oozing pillar.
Yes.
Asurius is dead.
But what is dead may never die, huh?
As he falls over, Nebros picks up the blade, hands it to Marcus.
Yeah. Marcus will do it. Thrust
Marcus
through.
is dead.
Well, he already was.
Marcus is destroyed.
Oh.
He'll pick it up. He'll hand it to Cash. With every sacrifice, the pillar convulses again. The shakings and quakes of this place become greater and greater. She can feel the eyes of her dead companions upon her. You hesitate.
I happen to really like this plane.
And you can come back to it freely if you wish. Just as I have done here and now. Just as Deserta did. Just as Theodora has done. With it comes the power of an infernal fiefdom. Lordship of Hell.
I want to stay on this plane.
You would refuse the infernal gifts bestowed upon you?
Can come back whenever you want.
You throw away your destiny for this
Do you promise, Jake?
mortal
I think so.
life?
I don't know. Nabarus promises.
Yeah, but never says the truth.
No, he always says the truth. That's like that's the whole point. He can't lie.
They can choose not to say the truth.
That is certainly true.
Dude,
He makes a pretty convincing argument.
You can throw this away if you wish, but you can never reclaim it.
Also,
It's your chance to skip the life of once you die becoming a worm, writhing in the pit until eaten by your peers. If that is, however, what you wish, then you can by all means stay. And once we meet again, you will be but food for the masses. You will die, as everything does, now or later. But so is your wish then.
If I can come and go to this plane as I wish, will I be able to do that?
Yes. Naturally. As any devil can.
Is he telling the truth?
Cash has no idea how to read this being. If he
Yes.
wanted to lie, he is probably the best creature at it that she has ever.
He has no reason to lie, though.
like you said, you're gonna die anyway, no matter what, now or later. He's got
I
infinite
drank
time.
lava for this being,
Yeah, for
which
real.
was not funny.
We will give you time to think by looking towards Telemundus.
Okay.
Talingarde will...
You were already. A contract exists, and yet I am compelled. I did not think to find you here. Did you
I
feel
did not think
the
to
power
find me
granted
here
upon
either.
you in the battle? Did you enjoy it so much? There is more, and this offer will also stand for one of your kind.
Talingarde frowns, hesitates. Hell has given me life, and yet now it offers to take it away. And surprisingly enough, the offer is tempting. I do not know why I came here. My plan was to stay away. I did not want to get entangled in Hell's affair even more than I already am. And yet, he pauses again. I think my place is not in Hell. Your offer is tempting. Yet there's a different place I must take. My spawn will be your servant, as was promised, but I will stay. And should I die, if I die, I will work my way through Hell's ranks. I have worked my way from the bottom to the top once. I can do it again.
Four will serve where one will not. He looks to Cash.
Cass looks to Nabris. I belong here. Hell is not for this. Yeah. She hands the dagger. She doesn't take the dagger and walks over to Telemundus.
He stands here with a devilish grin upon his face as he smiles. Then I suggest you hurry, as a piece of friendly advice. Death follow those who defy immortality rather closely. And he will
Telemundus
begin to leave the basement to go and sit on his throne.
Telemundus will produce a scroll of teleport and look questionably towards Cash.
Cash smiles and can I get a ride?
No, I think Telemundus and Cash will pay a visit to Katapesh. That sounds like a
What?
nice place.
You
What?
attempt to teleport. You'll find that you are no longer on the material plane.
Oh my.
What?
As you exit the cathedral, you see that the sky above you is red and black, full of dark, murky clouds. You will see that the streets around you are filled with fat maggots being swallowed by devil kind. You will see that this place, Talingarde, is no longer on the material plane.
Cash looks questioningly at Telemundus and what are we gonna do?
I suggest we flee as fast as we can.
The little idol pops up its head
Oh yeah.
on the floor, looking at you.
Cash picks it up.
You hear Zacharias' voice coming from it. Well, it seems Nabras's plan has come to fruition, has it not?
Cash pokes at it. Are you gonna save us or not?
It is possible, but somewhat risky to mount an expedition to Hell. You will probably need to stay alive for a day at least before we can try to come and get you. But I trust you can do that much.
You hear the screams and the agony around you, as all the citizens of Matherin are devoured before your very eyes. Devils growing into chrysalises and then sprouting into new forms before your very eyes. This is a feast like no other.
Cash looks to Talamandus and crawls out of his back. We need to survive.
My suggestion is to go to a place where there are no people. The mountains, perhaps, or something similar. Perhaps the old Horn, or some other desolate or abandoned place that we easily can recognize and mount a rescue operation to.
Would Trick be able to plane shift here and get us out?
Potentially. You see the remnants of your army. No longer here. The undead, fallen, destroyed. And the many living humans either screaming in complete and utter panic, transformed into lemures, or rather more, into fat larvae being eaten by the former.
Oh, I would assume that Talingarde, with Cash on his back, he isn't complaining about that. Will fly as fast as they can.
The cities of Talingarde are burning, being reconstructed, the stone of the oldest turning into the black rock of Avernus. This place is rapidly transforming into a likesake of an entire plane of hell.
You know, for all the horror that this is going on, I am kinda delighted that we screwed the Duke of Gaston all over.
A few days later, the two of you, well, a few hours later, Trick can certainly come and bring you both to Katapesh,
That would be...
where your abode has been prepared.
You are welcome to hang out in Zacharias' plane for a day if you want. We can talk things over.
Well, if is the boat there? How far has the building go?
The boat has arrived. The building is not very far.
Okay.
As for the rest of you, well, the rest of you too, who accepted this bargain,
I did not accept any
you
bargain.
feel the fall.
The other two.
Yet you do not feel you fall alone. The pillars glow and sing with unholy rapture, and the world seems to shatter. The mountains are ripping apart, the god scar tears the island asunder. The doomed souls of Talingarde scream as their island forever enters into legend, a cautionary tale of the price of trafficking with devils. And in one moment, Talingarde dies with you. Hell grows a little bit larger, and you awaken in a palace resembling your cathedral of black stone. Navarus sits his throne, and you are next to him, unique devil kind of awesome power. "Welcome, my slaves," he says, looking out of the window over the slaughter. Come, it is time to pick another world ripe for damnation." Around you hear the chittering of his aide. You see Zabaras, you see Theodora, smiling at you. Impressed, scared perhaps, but also, well, her eyes seem ever so slightly amused, as if she's enjoying this more than she's ever enjoyed anything in the world. "Slaves," he said. "Slaves. Once more you find yourselves in a prison, but from this one, not even death can be an escape. Welcome, Marcus Asurius, to damnation."
Well, I was in for it anyway.
It was coming.
And, well, thus ends the way of the wicked.
Knew it. I knew
There-
something like that would happen.
There is something I would like to note to Zacharias, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
You should have trusted the tyrant when you could.
Yeah, I know.
And I
I
will now
know.
read I will now read the final lines of the epilogue. Well, the final lines I have here
All right.
tells you to put away your dice and to think a little bit about the months and perhaps years we've been playing this. And well, we have finished this campaign. We have together come to the end of the Way of the Wicked, and we're going to have one more session next week. And for that session, there is one question that each of you have to answer. Whether you succeeded or failed in your goals, each of your villains has lived a life of consequence. You have changed the fate of at least Talingarde and perhaps the world. Next time will be the time to answer that question. In 100 years, who will remember your villains' names? Will they curse you as monsters? Or will they see you more sympathetically? In short, what it is that we all want to know is, what is your character's legacy going to be? Next time, we'll each take turns to tell the story of what happens after the campaign. Where do the characters go? Where do they end up? Where do their stories take them? And, well, friends, this is something where I, the game master, will go last. I will talk to you throughout the weeks. We can see if we can find some awesome way for this to end. But really, this is your story. I've done a lot of storytelling through these 2 years, and this is your time to really delight in the legacy you have earned. So, that is the homework for next week. I will do an epilogue session. We will learn what happened to many of the characters after the events that we have now played through.
I'm so happy I didn't say
Well,
this.
dear friends, we fucking did it.
We didn't.
Before we say anything, I would like to almost give some applause to Menekai, which I'm not
Yes,
going to do
definitely.
because I'm
No,
it's going to
I'm
sound
gonna.
horrible on my microphone.
Definite
I do a
applause.
virtual bow and ask you all to bow with me. We have all been
Can't see it.
playing this campaign.
This is session number, what is it?
82, I think.
And
82
I asked
sessions.
you one question, Sheep.
Yeah,
Of all the places, why Catapish?
because it was the first place that came to mind. It's the place where everything is possible and everything is available.
I thought Cash had told you about her plan.
I thought you had spied on me for a sec.
I hadn't, no.
I took all my people, everyone. All of them have been moved to ships and moved to Catapish with a lot of money, and they're basically building my pleasure palace there with all the crime lords. They're there as well.
I
The
honestly
underworld
didn't know.
of
You
Gaston is there.
You prepped for mine and Marcus's storm.
I did.
I
saved
fucking knew
everyone.
it.
I saved everyone from my Everyone has been saved. They're all in Catapish, including Callistus and Trick.
So, I think before we begin to get too much into the what ifs and maybes, we should try to keep this week to mostly thinking about still in game what happens to the characters. After next week, we can go all into the metagame. But for now, let's still focus on playing the campaign in the fashion that we're not done. We're missing the last part, the last couple of pages, the part of the book that Bilbo gives to Frodo to finish. And he then makes into 3 books that are like all equally long. That's the first, but that's not what we're gonna do. Hopefully,
Can we get a death list who died and who survived?
we can certainly all talk about that.
Talingarde. End.
No, well, of our people. Cedric, Raiju.
Raiju certainly did not.
He didn't survive?
Raiju Oh, right, you did. Yes, and Grumblejack didn't.
Because I planned for Cedric and Raichu to be not on this continent for some reason.
They were not here.
I wonder why.
They have also found the mercenaries you requested.
Thanks.
But I'm sure the others will hear much more about that next time. When we dig into what happens afterwards. For now, let's just enjoy that. I hope you enjoyed the battle. I hope it was challenging enough.
It was
I did
awesome,
not. I
have
did
to
not
say.
lay in
Yeah.
fingers in between. I wanted this battle to be real. I wanted you to earn it, and you did.
It was so fucking close. It was
when all of the party was basically down to like 10 to 50 hit points, and we had both Belinda and the dragon and 4 planetars around.
You know, I thought we were
By
screwed
by
there.
all rights, we should have died.
it's the best
It's
kind
true,
of fight. We
but,
should have died, but we didn't.
You didn't.
Well, I mean, 2 of us did.
Yes.
Odds were against you.
They certainly were.
I at the beginning of this session today, I was fearing that with the like awesome buffs and night cheating amounts of bonuses we got from various sources, that things would be too easy. But I'm glad to say that I've been,
Yeah.
proven wrong.
I mean, now that there's nothing left to jinx, things have been way easier than we're making it out to be, honestly, just because of how broken we were beginning to get. So that was very fun how challenging it finally was. We never got that close to loss before.
I don't want to know which fights were changed, which fights were made harder or easier or changed in any way, really.
All fights have
Because-
been changed in some ways,
Yeah,
because that's what
sure.
the campaign says you should do.
For
These
the
are
last
intelligent
battle, at least, I can say with confidence that you couldn't have balanced it better.
Mhm.
Alright.
It came down to like every single roll. Every single roll felt significant.
Apparently my spell resistance won.
You know, I'm just so happy that all my members survived, and that trying to get Cedric and Raichu out of the way without being suspicious worked as well. Because Cedric has recently become part of the Shadow Web, and Raichu is part of the Shadow Web as well.
It's not a surprise.
No, that's not really surprising. I thought
No.
something was up when like Cedric just disappeared out of nowhere.
What about Callistus and Trick? Everyone suddenly.
Yeah,
I was like,
all of Cash's people are suddenly not really visible or anywhere close anymore. You're like, she's probably moving those away for something.
you know, I feared that Vestroma would tell on me. Because I think he is the first to have noticed that suddenly no blood is coming for some reason. Because the entire underworld is just gone. The money, everything is gone. It's all in Catapish.
He never clued me in either.
No, I
Daddy
didn't.
hates me.
Did Void Senate student survive, Monica?
Aw.
He was in the plane too, yeah.
He was, yeah.
I do like how things turn out. I like that Talingarde, in his desperate attempt to get a second chance at ruling his father's land, has inevitably destroyed everything. It's so tragic.
Without knowing it was going to be destroyed.
I kind of like that, though, that Talingarde and Cash were stuck in there and we're like, well, maybe Trick can get us out. And then Trick gets us out and we're in Catapish, and Talingarde looks at the ships and all the people and stuff.
Sipping
We have-
cocktails on the beach.
Yeah, we're basically sipping cocktails. It's like, oh god, Trick, I need a cocktail. He's like, I got one for you. Knew you were gonna be here.
It was
You're
like a
Trick, bring me some grapes and a large fan.
it was like a cool guys don't look at explosions moment. I think it's
Yeah.
like, everything is destroyed. Let's go to Catapish and chill at the beach.
Yeah, well, you know, Trick and Callistus has probably prepared quite the feast for Cash to come back. You can join if you want.
I imagine when it happened, just Sakurai just nodding knowingly all the while when he saw it going down. Says, yes, I knew, yes.
So for next session, you should not lay in fingers between. We'll have a whole session that's about the epilogue. talk about the end. Probably evaluating a little bit about the final book and maybe the campaign as a whole. Right now, you might all be a little wowed by how things happened, and so
I was...
enjoy it, I suppose.
Thank you, Time. By the way, we couldn't have done this without you.
You're welcome.
I needed your extra little voice in there to help smooth the council along.
You're welcome.
This whole thing.
Half of the council would always agree with Azorius for some reason if there had been some problems.
Because she controlled half the council because she installed the NPCs.
How many of my undead minions did I manage to get out before the thing hit?
The army?
Yeah,
None.
none.
What about the 2 dragons?
The 2 dragons, they left. They didn't.
well.
They were powerful enough to not be turned into devils. They were like, nope, and they teleported back to the.
Yeah, that's fine.
I knew I had to move my... Because Cash had a long conversation with Trix, and what do you think would happen? He's like, I don't know. And I was like, well, we're gonna move. Get those ships. And he's like, fine.
Damn! I should have told Trick to stay.
This level Trig is powerful enough to cast
He would
miracles.
lie to you and say,
I am
course.
Cardinal of Hell. He will obey me. I will guess him to stay.
Have you forgot he obeys the trickster god?
Yes, but the point is, I can still put a Gias on him.
You know, he has always told me everything. He has always been on my side, which is why I had him be part of your cathedral, because I would always have eyes in your cathedral and a voice.
I just completely forgot that you still had him, which was the reason I didn't put a Gias on him to stay.
Well, Trick has always been on my side, and the reason I wanted him, I said maybe he should be a bishop of yours, that was to keep an eye on you. Because you guys wanted to do this. I don't remember how I found out about your scheme. Do you remember how I found out?
What about all this that happened?
Yeah.
Because I needed the Ice Elf.
That's right, and...
Because I needed the Ice Elf, I invited you into the entire plot and did not tell you everything.
Well, before that, Desert was like, you should really talk to...
And you chose not to take the reward.
Yeah. I was so scared. I thought that because Cass drank the lava to be part of this, that she had to do it.
Think about the awesome power she could have had.
Yeah, but she had a feeling she would become a slave, and she didn't want to be a slave.
We have all been slaves to hell from the
You
start.
will always be forever.
Yeah, but you know...
And you, just saying, you already bound your soul to hell by giving a blood sacrifice to Asmodeus. You're going there anyway.
So Farhole is probably gone as well.
The whole island.
All of Talingarde, yeah. The northern of the Utah Islands are still here. Some of the outlying islands are certainly still here, and in the middle there's just this black hole where Talingarde has been ripped from the world.
Can you mark what is gone?
No, if Trigamen is still alive, he's going to be so pissed.
What about Jeraphon? Is he
Well,
still alive?
he's. I don't think he survived. Yeah.
There's a little bit up there with the Utah hangout. I wonder if Tiberius made it through.
Probably not.
Some who are powerful enough would not have changed for the. They would just have found themselves in hell all of a sudden.
Yeah, I
Some
mean,
might flag around a bit before they're inevitably forced to sign some sort of contract or die. Some might find a way to leave.
I like to think that my golem is just running around in there. It's like, what the fuck? Really confused golem.
Naparus now a mighty lord of hell indeed.
He's the only winner.
Oh, I wouldn't say the only.
When did
The biggest.
He now has power and minions to help him vie for control of the first layer of hell.
was it obvious the cat was part of the plot of turning Talingarde into hell?
Yes.
Sometimes, yes.
The thing was, I didn't even tell Cash the full extent of the plot.
No, I had a feeling you would lie to me.
I didn't lie. I omitted the truth.
But,
I just did not add details. The same with the big scripture that Zacharias
Which
read. Yeah, I
is-
forged that.
Which is also, by the way, why I didn't trust a fucking word you said, because every time I press for details, you were like, nah! And I'm like, yeah, no.
Well, which is
He
why
probably
I
can't
had-
lie, but he's not telling the truth. That's for damn sure.
Well, which is why I had trick.
Azorius will never tell you something false straight out. He'll always bend to the truth or just not tell it.
Yeah,
Which is
why
why
Zacharias didn't stay.
I never trusted Azorius or Marcus to the extent that I wanted Trick to be your bishop to keep an eye on you and tell me report anything suspicious.
Although I will say that I threw a lot of resources into helping us win that battle, despite all of you being so suspicious of Zacharias.
Yeah.
I spent so much money on that army.
You know, had you swapped sides to the tyrant, I would have joined you.
As
There you
said,
go.
There certainly was campaign turn contingencies then.
As said, you should
Also have had to fight the devils.
You should have trusted the tyrant.
Oh, I knew the tyrant was right.
I should.
He's still alive as well. Well, existing.
Yeah, well, we'll talk. We'll
Always.
talk it out. Come to an agreement.
I think Cass is the only one who would just flee from both of them. The only reason she joined Azorius and Marcus was because she saw it as a thing that she couldn't run from, and she thought, boy, it's better to join than just to be fucked over.
Oh yes.
But maybe I should have been a spy for Zacharias instead.
Possibly.
I don't know.
I do like how in the end our 5, aka 6 characters ended up in neat 3 groups of 2.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Cash and Telemundus, Kyron, Zacharias, and Azorius and Marcus.
It's really weird because Telemundus and Cash has never seen eye to eye, but suddenly they're just trapped together and we're like, well, let's find a way out.
We can at least agree on that.
Yeah.
Not like, well, now it's just you and me, Samandus. Who will die here in hell and who will survive?
Great invisibility, backstab.
Like, oh no.
Poison him with his brother's poison.
Oh.
You thought I got you in the end anyway.
No.
Also, do you remember the binding of angels, Jonas?
Yeah.
That was partially a bluff. I did not actually need your help to do that. I just kind of said I did.
Yeah, why though? It was completely unnecessary for me to be there. He gave you the scrolls, basically.
Yeah, the point is I didn't even need your scrolls.
He wanted you to
I
feel
wanted-
like you
I
had
wanted
some
you to
control
think-
over it.
Yes, I wanted you to think I was relying on you
No, sure.
to try and ease you into not blocking it completely. Because you could. You, as a single character, could have completely blocked everything.
Yeah, and I was tempted to. I was really tempted to. But then it was like, I don't really want to save Talingarde. I really want it completely fucking destroyed.
Well,
So yeah,
Alright.
let's do this. But I didn't want my soul tangled up in hell. Not that it can be tangled up because it's my soul is in a phylactery, so it can't really go anywhere. But
that was Azorius' goal. So
I'm not going to be drawn into some bloody slave contract with hell.
I never asked you to be.
I fulfilled my bargain, and now Zacharias is free, finally.
Yeah, Kyron certainly enjoys the destruction of Talingarde as well, because now, most people who knew that he used to be human are now gone.
Yeah.
True.
He can start his new life as someone without, like, a past that he doesn't appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from being the dragon that removed a small continent. Small sort of
Pretty good.
nation.
It's a reputation. Sunk continent, basically.
Back then, as a human, he basically destroyed his hometown because, well, first of all, he didn't really care for them, and second of all, he wanted a fresh start with, just erase his past, and now that entire thing has basically happened again on a grander scale.
You're welcome.
Also, Tina, even in the first session that Telemundus showed up, back then I already thought that he liked Cash the most. Back then, the reason though was that because Cash was the only non-human.
Well, he was just so arrogant and like annoyed
You're
Cash to
both
hell.
black in a way.
Hey,
I didn't say that.
hey.
I mean,
Stop twisting sheep's right.
Classic Danish racism.
black dragon.
That's the way to go
She's got
out,
a
I guess.
black shadow drake as part
I
of her
will
body.
point out.
It's like the pot calling the potato black.
I will point out, Shape, that you may get the resources you need, but you'll never be showed the entrance to the castle.
Yeah, of course not.
Because you are nice and all, but
You know, the less loose ends, the better.
Yeah. So we can give you resources that you need to disappear. And then, yeah, because the place is Zacharias proof, and
Oh, is
no,
it now?
yeah, it is. I think you forgot I have quite the powerful people with me down there.
Oh, I know. But to prove something from Zacharias, that needs to be quite something.
How are you even gonna find us?
I mean, I don't really want to, honestly.
See?
No reason
See?
to find you.
Well, Cash is just extra careful to make sure that none of you can ever find her new place. So first things first is to get rid of all the things Azurius and Zacharias has ever given her.
So,
All the
for
magical
example,
items dumped in a corner
I just
somewhere.
have a curious question. You say you gave that like little stone statuette. Was that the same one I gave you originally?
No, this was one I actually made.
Okay, I was curious because I did actually give you that one ages ago
He did.
as a perfect likeness of you.
Cash will throw the statuette that Azurius made in the plane.
Oh,
She's
And you-
not. She doesn't want you to come around.
in the end, for your knowledge, that was literally just a statuette. There was no like magic on it or anything. So.
Yeah, but you're freaking crazy.
Jonas, Telemondus' picture, however.
Oh shoot! Did you save it?
I mean,
Oh,
it's in the
that's
plane probably somewhere.
So
Good.
that's good. at
It's
least.
hanging over the mantle in some of
But
the
He who accepts
corridors.
this picture also accepts a life debt.
That's a defined print of the picture on the back
You know
side.
what? It's very. One day it's gonna be worth so much money because the guy who painted it is dead now. So then the value goes up.
That's how it works.
Yeah, the guy
I'm
who
on the
painted it is now a devil.
That is rare value.
It is
That's
art from Lost
nice.
Talingarde.
By the way, I would,
Knew it.
by the way, Sheep, remember that statue of Tilamundus?
Yeah.
Lost now.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Which disappoints me because I spent a lot of time with it. I spent like several months in game working on it.
It was a good statue. Oh.
That is the biggest loss Azurius has taken. That's
Okay, of all the maggots, is Mallory the biggest?
Yes, a really fat one. Still has his face on it.
Ugh.
Oh, God.
He eats the other ones. He will likely burst into some sort of lemure.
He will do well in hell. I think.
Probably yes. Probably yes.
Spider-Man 1 is not a good movie, but when the Green Goblin dies, he just goes, "Oh!" I kind of imagine that is how the Duke of Gassenhall reacts when he realizes what is going on.
when he gets a knock on the door from devils.
It's suddenly, "Oh!"